So mango season has been darn good so far, but we're pretty much at the end of lemon meringue season. We've had a lot of wonderful fruit of that variety, but it doesn't last forever. But fortunately, we have other varieties that are coming up, and one of those is this is ice cream mango, and I happen to notice just now that we have one fruit that is ready to pick. I don't see anything else on this tree that is ready, but you can see the difference in the color of the fruit, of course, with this, versus its neighbor. Its neighbor is bigger than the fruit that's ready to pick, but you also see some bumps on that fruit. So this one still has growing to do, and this one might be on the ground by morning unless I pick it now. So first ice cream mango of the season. And there it is. They can drop like very quickly if you don't pick them, and so even though it's green on one side, ripe on the other, I think it's going to ripen up just fine. So we have a lot of lemon meringue trees, which made for a lot of lemon meringue fruit this season. Very fortunate that way. A lot of people really like that variety. It's very different from almost any variety of mango. And so yay, lemon meringue. But all good things come to an end. And this is one of our lemon meringue trees, and it was loaded, like really, really loaded. And this is pretty much what's left. I see, possibly 10, 12 fruit on the tree. And this was well in excess of 100 fruit on this tree. And the same is true for lemon meringue trees around the grove. As you probably know, we have quite a few lemon meringue trees, and that's a good thing because it's a nice fruit, and so we have a good supply of it when it's the season. But when it's not the season, we just have to trim the trees and wait for the next year. We are not quite at that point of trimming the trees, but it will come soon. As soon as all of the fruit are off of the trees, we will trim them back so they'll have lots of time to recover and produce for next season. Well, one of the varieties that we have been picking a lot of lately is Carrie. Now, Carrie is a very popular variety, very reminiscent of the Indian type varieties, and classic mango flavor, no fiber, and so that has been a star. We are not yet through the season though, so good news for a lot of Carrie lovers is we still have Carrie hanging on the trees. So this fruit is just not ready to pick. This one would be delicious right now. So the good news is it's still Carrie season, but keep in mind that Carrie season does not last forever. Carrie seems to be ready to pick like practically all at once. That's an exaggeration. The season itself lasts for, I'd say, over a month, but we've already been through most of that first month, and so if you're after Carrie mango, or if you just want to try it for the first time, I think the next couple weeks would be the time to do it. Oh, here's one. Looks ready to pick. I mean, this one is really ripe, but this is ready to pick. You're starting to see some yellow coming through, and that should ripen up fine. I didn't pull very hard. It was barely any effort at all, and it popped right off of the stem. So That is a Carrie that will ripen up fine off of the tree, and this one is one that is ready to eat right now. People like fruit at different stages of ripeness, and so if you like it really sweet and rich, this would be it. If you like a little bit of tartness, you'd probably wait for it to get almost ripe and then eat it. Well, here's another variety that looks ready to pick. This is sweet tart. And here we have, look at sap beads down at the bottom, a few sap beads on top. You have to sort of catch the light right, so you might not be able to see that, but the ones on the bottom are very prominent. So, good time to pick sweet tart. It's when you see the sap beads and then plus the color change in the skin. So this variety here is Super Alfonso, and that of course is one of Gary Zill's varieties. He considers it one of his best, and we have fruit. It's not ready to pick yet, but we're looking forward to having a pretty good supply of Super Alfonso this season. We actually have more than this one branch in the grove. We have this Super Alfonso in 3 different locations. So hopefully anybody who's interested in tasting this variety will be able to do that. We'll try to sample out ripe fruit whenever we have it. So here's an interesting thing. We're back at our old friend Rosa, and Rosa is one of those crazy productive varieties. You know, we had a small amount of very early fruit from this tree, and now we have another crop, and it's just loaded. Just lots and lots of Rosa all over the place. There was one year that we had Rosa fruit for 7 months out of the year. Crazy. But yeah, it's a very nice tasting fruit. It does have some fiber near the seed, but unbelievably productive too. Just chugging along. And you know, we really don't treat this tree differently or anything. It's sort of on its own. It does what it does, and what it does is sometimes produces fruit in February and always seems to produce a lot of fruit. So here's Jihenar. We only have one tree of Jihenar at the moment, but it's a very nice variety, and it does well in Florida too. It seems to be dropping a few fruit, and that seems to be sort of typical of Jihenar. Sometimes it seems like overnight all of the fruit on the tree drop. So I did find one on the ground, and there are a lot on the tree, so it's time to pick this fruit. So I will come back later today and pick fruit because it's a lot better to pick it off the tree than pick it up off of the ground. Well, here's our graham tree. It's sort of crazy, but you can see there's one fruit back here that looks like it's ready to pick. So let's see if I can do it the easy way. Well, it would have been even easier if I brought a little tool, but here we are. This is graham, and it was ready to pick, but not ready to eat. Not quite. Oh, that one. This is my quick way of checking if something's right. You know, bring it up to a 90-degree angle gently, and if it breaks off the stem, it's ready to pick. So I think that we might have a couple others that are at that stage. That one's not. That one's not. Not. Oh, this one over here looks like it's really ready. Try not to get hurt here. Right there. Wouldn't you know it? Just a little bit out of reach. Let's see if I can get up there. Yep, that's a stretch. So that's Graham. Graham is one of those varieties that you actually should pick it before it's ripe on the tree. I think it tastes better that way. So we've got 3 grams and seems like 3 levels of ripeness. This one seems like the greenest, a little bit more yellow, and this one is the ripest. Oh, just seeing a page that looks like it's ready to pick. It's been a great year for this mango. It's really nice mango. Page has got like 0 fiber in it, so you really have to pick it off the tree when it's on the tree still, because if it falls, it just bruises terribly. But this is perfect. It's very tasty, very smooth, very nice variety. I think we're gonna have to make more page trees. It's a good one. Let me see if this one is ready to pick. Not quite. Probably tomorrow. So here's something weird this season. This is Dwarf Hawaiian, and as you might be able to see, we have flowers, young fruit, and then some, bigger fruit. They're not mature, but they're bigger. Dwarf Hawaiian fruit never get huge, but these do need to plump up a little bit more and of course turn color. Now, the funny thing about Dwarf Hawaiian this season is normally it is our earliest or second earliest variety to be ready, and we usually have a lot of fruit. Unfortunately, this is not a typical year for Dwarf Hawaiian. The trees look nice and green, we've got flowers, we've got fruit, but what happened was we had bad weather when it first flowered, and it pretty much wiped out that entire bloom. And so then it had to gather its resources and bloom again, and it's actually had at least 3 blooms and possibly 4. It's just been a tough year for Dwarf Hawaiian. Good news, of course, is that we have fruit that is developing on the tree. Unfortunately, it's not nearly the amount of fruit that we normally get. This is a very productive variety, and this year the weather gods were against it or something. The funny thing about Dwarf Hawaiian fruit for us this year is I think pretty much the only Dwarf Hawaiian fruit that we have sold was from plants that I had top worked. They were little seedling plants, and I top worked them like a year and a half ago or something, and they produced fruit. Of course, they were in a different location, and the timing of the bloom was different from this situation here. So it's sort of the luck of the draw. Fortunately, we did have some fruit, and hopefully next season we'll have lots of Dwarf Hawaiian fruit, have it early in the season, and have lots of people happy that they got to taste Dwarf Hawaiian. So of course mango season is chugging along, and we've had some very nice varieties, but we've had the early season varieties. And right here is one of the late season varieties, Palmer. And it is crazy this year. We just have lots of Palmer fruit. One of the things about Palmer that I've noticed is that it matters a lot, like where it's grown. Because here, our customers have really liked the Palmer, but there was some Palmer that was given to me a few years back, and the people were used to my Palmers, and the same people tasted the other Palmers, and they were not too thrilled with that. So I'm not sure exactly what the conditions were, but I think if you keep, at least for our situation, keep on top of giving the trees gypsum for calcium, and then of course K-Mag for bloom and general health of the tree. So we've got just a ton of Palmer fruit, and so hopefully you'll be able to taste it later this season. You know, Palmer is a late season fruit, and there's not much competition once you get to the late season. Look, it's just crazy how much fruit this tree is producing, and it does look like it's not going to be the last fruit available. It looks like it's getting pretty developed. So hopefully in a month or so we'll have Palmer fruit. It's sort of hard for me to guess at this because I've got a lot of varieties and I sometimes can't keep them straight. But right next door to this Palmer that is loaded with fruit, we have Kit, another late season variety that is loaded with fruit, and also very nice variety. Fruit are larger than Palmer. It's a lot of times you can get a 2-pound or greater. Sometimes we've had a 3-pound Kit. So very nice, versatile variety, late season. So we're at the point in the season where we're saying goodbye to a lot of the early season varieties, but the good news is we have mid and late season varieties. We grow a whole lot of varieties at Truly Tropical, and there's basically something for everybody. This is Zillindo Chinese. It's a mid to late season variety, very nice. And this is one of the ones that we've started to pick, but we had, can tell from all the fruit on the tree, there's a lot more to pick. So we have a lot of, as I said, mid and late season varieties coming up. You might wonder, what do we have to sell on any given day or any given week? And you can find that information out on our website, themangoplace.com, or Instagram or Facebook. We post that information on all 3 platforms. And if you're wondering what days and times will be open, that information is there also. So check it out, and we hope to see you, and we hope that we have the perfect mango for you.